the struggle to overcome intolerance, the campaign to protect our environment, the plight of the homeless. Hi, I'm Corey Coffin, and welcome to Community Voices, where student filmmakers take on untold stories. The following documentaries are from the Dodge College of Film and Media Arts at Chapman University in Orange, California. In the Community Voices program, students partner with local nonprofit organizations to create stories about compelling social issues. Community Voices will take you on a journey as we give a voice to those who might otherwise remain unheard. The Salton Sea, once a recreation paradise, now a wetlands in decline. June, a vibrant young woman in the 40s, now confined to a hospital bed. A Salton Soul brings these two stories together, depicting the natural cycle of life: birth, death, change.
While it may look like there's plenty of water in the Salton Sea, there isn't. The water level is dropping. This 360 square mile sea is getting smaller.
The Salton Sea is slowly shrinking. Eventually it could disappear, and that would threaten wildlife and the health of people who live nearby because of clouds of dust. So far, there is no plan to rescue this treasured environmental habitat. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob Millen visited the Salton Sea today and heard some of the concern.
And another kind of water has been added to the desert that was never planned, never dreamed of. Recreation water, the vast Salton Sea. 385 square miles of water formed by accident back in 1905 when the Colorado River ran wild over man-made dikes.
That was 1927. My dad worked very hard to build up a little resort there, Eilers Resort. Date Palm Beach, they called it. It's an inspiring place, and people need inspiration to write or to paint. In the early days, the movie people, they tried to get away and come down and relax on the open desert and enjoy the ambiance of creation. It was a real going place for a while there. It was greeting the people, inviting them in. We had postcards and sandwiches and drinks and welcomed them. And sometimes they came in, and sometimes, well, they were just passing through and looking around. I looked a little better in those days, but I can't complain. I had those wonderful years there. The Army, they came down in truckloads. Met a lot of lovely young men in the Army. They just relaxed for an afternoon. He ordered Coke instead of beer, and I thought, well, that's unusual. I like that. Then he asked if he could call his mother in Virginia. I thought, well, here he's an old Virginia boy. He had a nice little creamy accent. We kept in touch, my husband and I. We finally decided to get married before he went overseas, and we did. And that's what the Army did for me. I've enjoyed it for so many years, and I'm very grateful for that time. It drew us in because it was so lovely, and I was very happy to be here.
As the water level continues to drop, that leaves behind a number of particulates along the shoreline, and as high winds come through the area, those particulates are lifted into the air, and that creates potential health hazards all across the area.
Here is truly a miracle in the desert. A whole new outlet for the crowded millions in big cities. A Palm Springs with water. Here is where you can find the good life in the sun. Today, the Salton Riviera, beside the blue Salton Sea, is the place for you to take charge of your future. At the Salton Riviera, there is never a let-up in progress. This unusual city has a date with destiny. Here you can get away from the crowds, the hustle and bustle of the big city. A planned community without the hodgepodge of big city growth. With an average smog-free temperature of 70 degrees, you can enjoy your life more fully, both mentally and physically, at the Salton Riviera. You can come as you are, no reservations required. Enjoy life at the Riviera. Thousands of Californians and persons from all over the country already own property here, and homes are beginning to dot the land. Wide and airy with a distinctive kind of style designed for maximum enjoyment and a wonderful kind of life. Where the air is incredibly clear and the sun is warm. Here, too, you can view one of Southern California's most popular PGA-sponsored pro-amateur golf tournaments. The Salton City Golf Course is one of the desert's more picturesque. It is 160 acres of wide, all-grass fairways and velvet smooth greens. It truly deserves the honor of being the greenest gem on the desert, nestled between the Salton Sea and the Santa Rosa Mountains. Among the nation's finest professional golfers have competed in the Salton City Pro-Am. Julius Bronze.
It's where I lived and where I had a happy time. Just sitting on the beach by myself and watching the birds fly in. It was a lovely place to see the stars and sleep right out in the open. I've experienced so much beauty in this earth. I think my children appreciate being little children here and discovering this beautiful area. But it has its challenges, there's no doubt about it. It's the largest body of water in the state, so there's a lot invested in this valley. We are very careless with the water we use. It's a restful place, and that's good for our soul. Salton Sea, and it's like a beautiful cup of blue, and around you are all these mountains, the chocolates, the Arcopias, the San Bernardinos, the San Gorgonios, and it's just around. It's so wonderful to be the center of that. Imagine the privilege of being the center of that. Seeing the moon go down or the moon come up, which way are we doing it? Oh dear. And the sun go down, the beautiful sunsets, the little creatures, coyotes swimming out in the water. Imagine, where else do you see things like that? Knowing what the Salton Sea could be and the good it can do, and then to see it just dry up, seems to me. But it's up to the people who live here now. I will be gone, but it's up to them, it's up to them.
Fresh air and the space to enjoy the outdoors. With your own vision, you can enjoy such things now, in the present, and also be part of the future. Many young people of today do not have the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. You, by investing in your own land, can give yourself and your family and future generations the chance to take advantage of a heritage you might otherwise miss. Right now, you are about to be introduced to a sound, exciting new concept in land investment. The opportunity is up to you, but the opportunity is real, as fresh as the great outdoors, and limited only by your imagination.
Find true wilderness right here in Orange County. Mountain Man reveals the life of naturalist Joel Robinson as he strives to reconnect people to nature, teaching them to embrace their surroundings without taking the environment for granted. Experience the joys and hardships of thriving as one with nature in Mountain Man.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Cool, I'm glad you're here. We may be it. You got everything you need to survive?
Yeah, I got everyone.
How are you guys doing? Hopefully we'll see some frogs or toads or salamanders. There's all sorts of things that live out here.
They look
Wow, you know your reptiles. Excellent. Sometimes bears would steal the honey of the people, or they would eat one of the animals that the people were keeping, like a cow or a sheep or a goat. And because of that, a lot of the people would hunt the bears. And all of a sudden, everybody looked around after 1908, and there were no more grizzly bears. They had actually killed all of them. They were all gone.
When I grew up in Orange County, I didn't realize how many opportunities there were to explore and see true wilderness.
This is how we're gonna get to the rock pool right here.
Sometimes it's a little mystifying to realize how few people are aware of nearby natural areas. I think a lot of people just take them for granted. They're just not conditioned to go, oh, there's a mountain range. I want to explore that.
Feels so good. All right, newt finding time. You see one? Oh, Ethan sees one. Yeah, I saw some that moved over that way. It's the most toxic animal to eat in the state, or one of anyway. It's poisonous to eat. Crazy, huh? You want to watch it swim? You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. You might not even want to go in the water.
He wants to go swim right now, you think?
Watch your step, just like before.
When people say they're not aware of these places, I just think of it as an opportunity. I feel like, oh, well, here, I can tell you where places are that you could have a good time for free, and it hopefully will enhance your life.
Oh, we enjoyed the hike a lot. It was a great opportunity to get the kids outdoors, and the weather was perfect. The frogs were amazing, and millipede, the salamanders.
If we're able to show people a good time just once and expose people to these really precious places, then they have this emotional memory tied to a particular trail, a particular canyon.
Yeah, you can take anything with you, just stand.
Kids would get like one field trip a year, especially now with the lack of funding. So to have all the different ages together, like they all feed off each other and support each other, and it's just, the payoff is that much more intense.
If you can find a trail. Yeah.
I could.
All right.
Pasta's ready. Uh-oh. There you go. In terms of being married and having a child, I didn't imagine that would happen, but then I met Leslie, and she became my best friend and hiking partner. We had Sydney. It seems like it was sort of meant to be, and it's really great because she's like a little naturalist, and we do everything together.
He knows how to protect people, like if there's a snake on the road, he knows how to stay people on the trail. He's like the best naturalist in the world.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I get it. So that's I guess I sort of have this constant anxiety that, you know, oh, am I going to make rent this month? My family tried to live as modestly as possible to adapt to those challenges. My overriding attitude is everything's always going to work out. And even the worst challenge can look at it as some sort of lesson to help you be more successful beyond that.
Come on, Dad, you get always.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I was sort of tired of the Orange County scene. Everything was sort of fabricated, not very authentic, very predictable. If I'm gonna go somewhere and enjoy myself and experience life, I want the authentic thing. From my standpoint, I have this life. I might as well take advantage of as many experiences as I possibly can. Even on the darkest days, I try to remind myself, hey, there's still all these opportunities out there to do so many different wonderful things and see things and all that. Everybody's supposed to be here by 7:30, and we typically wait 5-10 minutes after the meeting point just to give people a chance if they're lost or late or whatever, and then we head out. But we gave plenty of time and still nobody. It is disappointing to know that that many people signed up that aren't showing. It's 8 o'clock. It's a half an hour past the time when we would normally lead a tour. So we're just gonna have to make the most of the challenge that is in front of us and enjoy the experience without guests. Hello.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Good. How you guys?
Good, good. Are you here for the jam?
Yeah, I'm here to listen.
Excellent. I just wanted to officially welcome you. I am Joel. Thank you for coming out to Black Star Canyon Road here. Sort of imagine that if I'm a human being just like everybody else, and I grew up in this suburban environment, and I have looked beyond that and found all this natural beauty and reward, then there's a potential for other people to do the same.
I mean, I never expected this, and I never expected people to show up and just be together just for the moment. It's not like Orange County at all. I mean, I grew up in a small town area, and for me to find that environment in Orange County in Southern California, that makes me happy. That's my world.
It's going to be a little bit tricky with the weather, which definitely today's tour lives up to its name, Wet and Wild. I'm excited. This is a pretty short hike, but there is some technical challenges. So we're gonna find that trail that I pointed out earlier, and we're gonna cross the creek. This is a great cookable plant. If you've never cooked with bay leaves, it might be fun to experiment. You can take one of the leaves. I'm gonna pass this one around. It smells.
I've had people actually tell me that they've changed little bits of their lifestyle to sort of help out the local natural areas, as well as maybe just enhance the mutual benefit for the community.
So here's Pico Creek. Right now it's seen.
It's worth fighting.
Oh, nice. Anybody?
It's yummy.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We don't necessarily want to even see the same people every time. I mean, if they want to keep coming back, that's great. And even if we never see them again, they're more likely to tell their friends and family, and they're more likely to go back on their own.
The payoff was getting to see the waterfall. That was pretty special. You wouldn't necessarily know that you had waterfalls 30 foot high in Orange County. Most people don't think of this being that kind of an area.
Oh man, that's so good. I'm leaving now.
No matter where you live, there is some incredible natural area that you should take advantage of.
That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Community Voices documentaries are made possible by the Daunt Family Foundation. Funding for this program is provided by Chapman University.